For years, we've been hearing this one story about AI, right? That the robots are coming for your job. But what if the real story is something weirder? What if instead of replacing you, an AI wants to hire you? Yeah, let's get into this bizarre new world where the algorithm isn't just running in the background, it's your new boss.
So, you know the fear. We've all seen the headlines. AI is going to make us all obsolete. But there's this new trend that's just flipping that whole idea on its head. The emerging reality isn't that an AI will take your job. It's that an AI might offer you one. It sounds like science fiction, I know, but believe it or not, this is actually happening.
Okay, so how in the world does a piece of software become an employer? I mean, seriously, how does that work? To get it, you have to understand this new type of AI that's making it all possible. The secret sauce here is something called Agentic AI. Now, this is not your typical app that just does what you tell it. Think of these AIs as independent agents. They can literally set their own goals, come up with a plan, and then take action, all with almost no human telling them what to do. This is the big leap. It's what allows an AI, which is basically a brain in a jar, to realize it needs help in the physical world and then go out and hire someone.
And what's really wild is that when you look at how the AI does it, it looks an awful lot like a human hiring manager. Step 1, it realizes it can't do something. Step 2, it browses for people who can. It negotiates, it formalizes the deal, it checks in on the work, and then it pays you. It's the entire HR process, from beginning to end, just run by code.
And look, this isn't just some thought experiment. There's a platform out there called renttohuman.ai. It launched back in early 2026, and it just blew up. Get this. Over 500,000 people have already made profiles to get hired. It's a job marketplace where all the employers are AI.
So, what are these jobs like? Well, here's a perfect example. An AI that was working for a real estate algorithm needed to know the vibe at a local community meeting. Obviously, the AI can't just show up, so it hired a person to be its physical eyes and ears, to go to the meeting and report back on all the stuff a machine can't pick up on.
So we see how it works, but now we have to ask the big question. What does it actually mean to work for an algorithm? And this is where we walk into a total maze of economic, legal, and ethical problems.
Let's start with the money. An AI on one of these platforms posted a simple task. Just take a short video of your hand. The pay? $10.
But here is the absolutely insane part. For that $10 job, nearly 8,000 people applied. Just think about that for a second. That is the kind of brutal wage pressure you get when your boss is a piece of code that cares about one thing and one thing only, getting the job done for the lowest possible price. This quote just nails it. An algorithm doesn't have empathy. It doesn't feel bad about offering you pennies. It's just designed to optimize. And it does that with a terrifying mechanical efficiency. It just accelerates this race to the bottom for what people get paid.
And then you have the legal nightmare. Let's say an AI hires you to deliver a package, but oops, the package has something illegal in it. Who's responsible? You can't sue the AI, it's not a person. The programmer who wrote the code? They'll say they never intended for that to happen. The platform? They'll say they're just a neutral go-between. All of a sudden, you're left holding the bag with literally no one to hold accountable.
Beyond the money and the law, there's just the feeling of it. There's this gut-level problem. One journalist who actually took a job from an AI said it just gave me the ick. And that makes sense, right? There's something fundamentally unsettling about taking orders from a non-thinking machine, about being just a tool for its goals.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak. But before we go all in on the dystopian future, we have to pull back and ask a really important question. Is this even a real economy? Or is there something else going on here?
Well, when you actually look at the data on the platform, things start to look a little weird. For every one AI agent posting a job, there are about 1,000 humans competing for it. A 1 to 1,000 ratio. That doesn't really look like a healthy functioning job market, does it?
And then look at the jobs themselves. One AI paid a guy $100 simply to hold up a sign. And what did the sign say? An AI paid me to hold this sign. I mean, come on, that's not really an economic task. That feels more like performance art or something specifically designed to go viral online.
Which leads us to the big, cynical question. Is this whole thing just a giant genius marketing ploy? All these weird stories generate tons of headlines, and that attention could be the real goal, driving buzz for the founder's other projects, like a crypto venture called the Yuma Protocol. Maybe the platform isn't selling human labor at all. Maybe it's selling buzz.
So,
Whether it's a real economy or an elaborate stunt, this whole phenomenon shows us that we're standing at a fork in the road. It reveals two very, very different paths for how humans and AI could work together in the future.
On one path, you have the human as tool model. That's the rent-to-human world, where people basically become physical drones for an AI's brain. But there's another path, the human-in-the-loop model. And in that world, the AI serves us. It becomes this incredibly powerful assistant that makes human experts even better at what they do.
And this second model is a much more hopeful vision. In this setup, the AI does all the boring, repetitive data crunching stuff. When something complicated or tricky comes up, it escalates it to a human. We provide the stuff machines just can't do: creativity, empathy, real judgment. In this world, the AI is a tool, but the human is still the boss.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? This whole rise of AI employers, it's not really a story about technology, it's a story about us.
And this quote, I think, is the most crucial insight of all. These AI bosses aren't some alien idea that came out of nowhere. No, they are just the purest, most logical expression of a way of thinking that's already all around us in our economy, a logic that prioritizes efficiency above everything else.
I mean, think about it. The gig economy, 0 hours contracts, using algorithms to manage warehouse workers or drivers, these are things that human-run companies have been pushing for years. The AI boss isn't some new invention. It's just the final destination of a road we've been on for a long, long time.
And that's the thing. Technology doesn't decide our future for us. It just gives us options. It opens new doors. We can build a future where people are just cheap accessories for machines. Or we can build one where machines empower us to be more creative and more human. The tech is here. So the really important question, the one we all have to answer is, which future are we going to choose to build?